Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. I got a bunch of DC updates for you today, starting off with Green Lantern HBO Max series. Apparently, casting announcement is in January. This is actually coming from Casey Walsh. He is the editor in chief of Geeks Worldwide. He said that the Green Lantern casting announcement, a lot of that stuff is going to start popping up in January. But he does put a little disclaimer in there that it could maybe earlier. And that's some people have also speculated and expected that as well, that it could have been coming earlier. But maybe this COVID thing has really pushed a lot of things back. And I don't know. It's on HBO Max. I don't know why it would push back, but that's what he is saying. But Casey Walsh also has a bunch of other nuggets for us that was quite interesting on the timeline today, because apparently he was drunk. But a Dr. Fate casting in Black Adam. He has a little bit more information on this because someone asked him, what about Black Adam? Is there any casting news for Dr. Fate and Cyclone? He said this. He said both are testing now, but Dr. Fate is going to be more of a voice-over role. That means he doesn't take off his helmet. You don't see who he is. And I don't know if that means that the actor or the suit actor, if you will, is going to be the same as the person voicing the role. So that's interesting as well. I mean, we're seeing that in the Suicide Squad, where it seems like James Gunn is using, people for the motion capture, and the voice is of someone else. That's going to happen in Zack Snyder's Justice League as well, right? Richard Citrone is in the Darkseid suit, but voiced by Ray Porter. So there's going to be that type of thing apparently going on with Dr. Fate. But it's still a long time away, though, he's kind of saying, because they did push back the release. So they could also push back the production. But Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson said that they are definitely shooting for a spring 2021 production start on that. But there's also another movie that's, a lot of people are asking about. They're talking about it, but we haven't seen much of it, and that is New Gods. New Gods apparently pushed back. I didn't mean to have that subtitle that be that bold, but according to Comics Kid again, Casey Walsh, and this one I want to pull up from DC Verso because got some nice pictures in there. I might as well take a look at it. The film of New Gods is apparently in the back burner, and it's due to COVID and limited release date options theatrically. Because of that situation, they're pushing it back. They're clearly not going to go ahead with it yet, because there's a lot of things on the timeline. There's a lot of things coming out, right? There's Batman and everything, and soon to be talked about Wonder Woman 1984. So they're definitely looking at their options, looking at all the projects on the timeline, and seeing that I think this is still in writing. The script is being okay. He said it's done. The script is done, but they can still make tweaks. But he thinks that they want to see how Marvel's Eternals fare, because that's almost like I guess you could say, the Marvel equivalent of New Gods. So they want to see how that turns out. Maybe they even want to see how Darkseid turns out in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But for right now, New Gods on the back burner due to COVID and limited release date options theatrically. All right. So there is a movie that's supposed to come out in theaters, right? I think next month. That is Wonder Woman 1984. And there was some big news today. But before I get into that, I want to show you a cool little spot, a little TV spot. And I guess it's promoting Swarovski. This is the one right here. Swarovski actually posted it. Travel back in time to the opulent world of 1984 with the dazzling Swarovski collection, inspired by the strength, power, and grace of Wonder Woman. Are you ready? I'm going to silence the sound here because I could get copyright strike. Are you ready? See Wonder Woman 1984 only in cinemas. Spark delight. So there are a few scenes in here you do see of Barbara and Well, there's the Swarovski right there. They're talking about the shoes, but they do have a lot of different scenes here. Mostly the dramatic scenes, not much more of the action. But I'll link this little video in the description below so you can hear it and see it for yourself. But I like that they actually show a lot of scenes, and it kind of made me wonder, like, wow, it's been almost 2 years since we're gonna not be able to see this, right? And we're wondering, like, oh my god, like, when is this gonna come out? By the time it comes out, if it gets delayed in 2021, it'll be like almost 2 years. But if it sticks to its schedule to release in December, that would be great, because the marketing push for this now, as it is going to be hopefully December 25th. This is key. All the marketing was pushed back, or it pretty much bled out. They're selling toys, clearance specials and things like that. This thing needs to come out. So today, Warner Brothers accidentally leaked the Wonder Woman 1984's trailer, right? It came out public. Then, for some reason, some people saw it. I even saw it myself, because it went on Warner Brothers, and then they took it down. But instead of putting it to private, they put it unlisted. But if anybody had the link, they could already see it, and they sort of were watching it. And there was that moment right at the end where it told us when it was going to be released and how. Thankfully, they after all the conversation, after people taking that screenshot and sharing it, Warner Bros. Decided to just come out, got the Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, Variety, whatever, to report on it, and then they clearly made their statement on their own channel, on their Wonder Woman 1984 as well. Wonder Woman 1984 is headed to theaters and HBO Max. For the first time ever, Wonder Woman 1984 will release in theaters and stream exclusively on HBO Max on December 25th. Available on HBO Max in the US only, though, at no extra cost to subscribers. There's also a little bit, not in here, but in some other, in the press release, is that it will be released international in theaters even earlier, December 16th. So international folk, if you've got a theater you can watch it at, you'll definitely get to see Wonder Woman 1984 before the domestic. And any theaters that are open domestic will have Wonder Woman 1984. But if you don't feel safe, you can go and watch it on HBO Max at no extra cost. You know how Mulan had it was on Disney Plus, but you had to pay like a premium to watch Mulan? This is not going to happen. It's going to, once it comes on December 25th, and you have HBO Max, you can go ahead and see it. So this is unprecedented. This is the first time, this is a big blockbuster that is going to do this. And Mulan was a big blockbuster, but for Warner Brothers, it's unprecedented. And Patty Jenkins had something to say about this, even released this awesome photo, crisp, high-def photo of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman here. But she said this, and I'm going to turn that off for a second. The time has come. At some point, you have to choose to share any love and joy you have to give over everything else. We love our movies as we love our fans, so we truly hope that our film brings a little bit of joy and reprieve to all of you this holiday season. Watch it in theaters where it is made safe to do so. Check out the great work theaters have done to make it so. And available in the safety of your home on HBO Max where it is not. Happy holidays to all of you. We hope you enjoy our film as much as we enjoyed making it. So that's her official response to this decision. It's a hard decision. It was tough, but I think it had to be done. Jason Kilar also came out and says, some big news for all the Wonder Woman fans out there. I too am proud and loyal soldier in that awesome army. In addition to the news, he wanted to share some context to this very big decision. I'm just going to not read the whole thing, but basically the points, the factors into the decision like this. And the factors are, as you probably already guessed, the pandemic, our belief in the theatrical experience, and to that end, the importance of exhibitors, the theater exhibitors, Our mission to be strong and supportive partners to Patty Gal, producer Chuck Rovin, and the entire Wonder Woman 1984 team. And finally, the fans, which is where important decisions like this should always start and should always end. There's an entire memo and letter here that I'll link in the description below if you want to read it. But I want to bring out the key moments of this letter. Getting back to Wonder Woman 1984, we believe this decision will bring several benefits. The first and most important benefit is to the fans in the form of unprecedented choice from day one. The second benefit is to the exhibitors, providing an eagerly anticipated movie at a much needed time while they take precautions in their operations. Finally, we believe that our creative partners and ourselves will benefit from this decision in the form of fan response, both theatrically and via HBO Max in the US. He also states in this letter here that it will be on HBO Max for the first month of the film's release. So this is not like you're gonna get to watch it. I think in February. Once it goes through that 1 month. Plops right down December 25th, so I'm thinking probably that January 25th or so, it's going to disappear. And, hopefully by then there will be a lot of theaters open that you can go and watch it in theaters. But this is their first, foray into this new kind of normal, I guess they would want to call it, and try to get people to go back to the theaters in this attempt, or to get more subscribers on HBO Max, right? And that could be a good thing actually for Zack Snyder's Justice League, I think, because once it gets to HBO Max, you get more subscribers, people are subscribing in. Maybe they'll start to find there's other content on HBO Max to stay after Wonder Woman 1984 leaves, heading into March. Which a lot of people are saying that's when Zack Snyder's Justice League is supposed to release. So I think that could work in that favor as well, which is awesome. And I honestly will probably watch it on HBO Max, as it's not too safe here in theaters, or there's not even theaters open actually. I don't think. I haven't seen any. I have a pretty big TV, and I have HBO Max, so I'll probably watch it on HBO Max. So that is something that, I guess you have to consider whether that is something that you want to do. But it does come down to the theaters. I wonder what the theaters thought about this. So AMC theaters actually are saying that a typical circumstances call for a typical windows. Now, what they really mean by that is in this article that the Wrap talked to, following the announcement that Wonder Woman 1984 will debut December 25th on HBO Max in the United States, AMC Entertainment said in a statement attributed to President and CEO Adam Aaron that it will show this eagerly awaited movie on our big screens all across our global network. Aaron's statement also acknowledged the unusual situation in the COVID-19 pandemic that led Warner Brothers to opt in for a streaming release in the United States. He said this: given that atypical circumstances call for atypical economic relationships between studios and theaters and atypical windows and releasing strategies, AMC is fully on board for Warner Brothers' announcement today, which is great. Because I think they still need that relationship in order for theaters to survive. And I get it. This is political. Even in Jason Killar's letter, he does, kind of way we want to keep that relationship for now. I think in the back of their mind, they're probably saying, well, we're going to try this out and we'll see which is more profitable, getting on HBO Max or in theaters. So it's going to be a very tough thing, but it's a business after all, and they have to see what will work in this new era. The statement reiterated AMC's commitment to exclusive theatrical releases, arguing that they benefit consumers, filmmakers, studios, and exhibitors, but said that throughout 2020, we also have clearly demonstrated this year that we are flexible and remain open to evolving long-standing business models, provided that we do so in ways that improve the industry ecosystem for all players. So I don't know how it's going to be. Like, honestly, what is it going to be like afterwards, after all said and done? Will they see more success on the stream service, after that first month? What will they do? Are they seeing the Disney Plus numbers and like, we want to get there? Are they going to be like Disney where they're pouring more resources into that? Probably, possibly, but at this point, there's still some kind of synergy there, and they have to make it work for the exhibitors, and they have to put it out theatrically as well. And, Patty Jenkins, she wants you to watch it in theaters. She obviously wants you to watch it in theaters, but they're giving that option for people who don't feel safe to go to the theaters and they want to watch Wonder Woman 1984. The option is there, HBO Max. So, will this affect future films? I don't know. I think this is the first test. This is this first unprecedented test for that to happen. And if it's successful, you never know. Maybe we could see Godzilla vs. Kong on HBO Max. I want to see it on the big screen, but it is what it is, and this is business. And, however it does on HBO Max and theaters will be up to you, the consumers. So let's see what happens with that. But this is huge. And it will probably... It's already been a big news today. It was all over, and people are responding to it, talking about, what does this mean? Is this going to be the end of theaters? Because, this is where we'll see, like, there will be no Tower Records anymore. There will be, things like that. Are the brick and mortar, are they disappearing? Maybe. I don't know. But we'll have to wait and find out. But Wonder Woman 1984 is definitely coming out December 25th, and you choose how you want to see it. All right. Now, another movie that is, or a mini series that is coming out, is Zack Snyder's Justice League. There's not much update today. We're still trying to, rah, just to boost up that AFSP. So I encourage you to do so, and I'll share with you 2 ways how to do that. But, Zack Snyder actually, put out something today, and it's in response to somebody, which is really cool. But apparently Batman is not using Sirens to attract parademons in Zack Snyder's Justice League. And I believe it. I didn't think it was a scene anyway, but there was this little, and let me see if I can, this is actually coming, tweet from Nav, and it was from Umesh Narayan. He says, I have a feeling that in this version, Batman's not going to use a siren to attract the parademon horde. Can't wait for this Batmobile action, #Us United. And Zack Snyder says, a what? A what? And he had to explain. Zack Snyder, in the theatrical version, Batman finds out that the parademons are sensitive to police sirens. He uses one to attract the parademons in the third act. Obviously, Zack's like, the what? Right? So another hilarious thing that they decide to put in. I don't know what's Joss Whedon's deal with the sights and sounds and smells. It's littered in the theatrical, right? The sirens, the sounds. You smell fear. Are you thirsty? You smell good. What's his deal? Like, what? A what? So, I don't know. So, this will be interesting to see. I can't wait to see the actual version of this and what it's supposed to really happen during this scene. Because it's going to be epic and it's going to make sense. And that's the thing that we want the most. But yeah, but just to, like I said, reiterate the Zack Snyder's Justice League and the Snyder Cut and the Snyder family and the funds, all the charity and all the donations to the American Suicide Foundation, American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. I want to share with you this site again, Autumn Snyder Tribute Fund. This is the personal campaign sponsored by the Snyder family, and right now it's raised $19,730. Like I said, Autumn was like the moon, bold, mysterious, and beautiful, so unaware of the power and impact she had, but surrounded with darkness. She was a warrior who fought, who loved, who lived with a passion Now she's in the night sky where she will continue to shine, says Olivia Snyder. We've created this official tribute site as many continue to be inspired by Autumn, offering their support to the important work of this foundation today more than ever, recognizing and destigmatizing conversations surrounding mental health, suicide awareness, and prevention is crucial. We are honored by the amazing way Autumn's legacy has inspired so many to dedicate their efforts and resources to helping others when they need it most. With deepest thanks and gratitude to the Snyder family. So yeah, please share. If you can't, if you can donate yourself, that's fine. At least share it. That's as little as we can ask to do. Also, there's another way you can do raise funds for that as well. Would be the Dark Side shirt. There's still a lot of time left, like 3 days, or is that 3 months? I don't know how this time goes, but there's $27,000 raised so far. The goal is 70,000. Almost 1,800 shirts or sweaters have been sold so far. Like I said, this is an actual depiction of Darkseid, with the Omega power. He's fully armored right here, and also on the back of the shirt is "All of existence shall be mine." The actual line in the movie. I don't know when. But part of the movie, he's going to say this, or in the miniseries, but I'm excited to hear it. And so to hype that up, go get a shirt. Go get a Darkseid shirt. It's pretty awesome. I'm waiting for mine. I'm definitely waiting for mine. All right, now we get to the point where we get to the Ping Pong Flix members questions. So this is going to be ones on the previous videos, and I brought it up for you to hear to look at. The first one is the Rebel Prince. I would be more excited to see them greenlight Green Arrow and the Canaries rather than this Wonder Girl series. Well, they are, it's the CW, so I'm thinking it's probably going to be the same. It's probably going to be the Arrowverse. So they already have the Green Arrow, they have the Canaries in the CW, so it's just expanding on that universe, that Arrowverse. And so they don't have Wonder Woman. They don't have any of that. They don't have Themyscira. I mean, I think they allude to it. I'm still watching it, by the way, but going through the Arrowverse. So I think Wonder Girl series will be part of that universe, and so that's where it's going to be. I would love a Green Arrow movie. I would love a Green Arrow in the DCEU. I would love a Green Arrow HBO Max series, perhaps something really R-rated or mature rating and things like that. That would be pretty awesome. It is the multiverse after all, and they're all don't have to be all connected. But essentially, this, from what I'm understanding, is a Greg Berlanti production and will most likely be connected to the Arrowverse. So thank you so much for that question. Steppendong, bowl of Indomie, Steppendong. Yeah, I know. I know. I took a shot. I just couldn't think of that. Steppenwolf's armor is going to fall back, and Zack Snyder says naked, so I kind of like, oh, he's going to be naked. His Steppendong's going to fall out. Dobie, what are your thoughts on the switch from Warner Max to Warner Brothers for the Snyder Cut? I did talk about this yesterday in my last video, if you want to check that out, but we do see that, yes, because Warner Brothers, they consolidate. It was one of my shows where it came out and they said that they had to consolidate because of the COVID times, and Warner Brothers and Warner Max formed together, and Warner Brothers will going to be. And so instead of having two separate companies, it's going to be one company, and that'll be Warner Brothers. I did reach out. They said that's not going to be a problem. Don't worry. It does say Justice League Director's Cut, but don't worry, Zack Snyder still got Zack Snyder's Justice League, and it's still uncompromised, and no one can tell me what to do. So that's what they said. So I'm I'm going to go by that unless we hear otherwise later on. Brandon Hall, hey Chris, I saw you had a shout out on Screen Rant in an article covering parts of your interview with Zack Snyder. Put a smile on my face again. I think of where you started and how now you have Zack Snyder himself on your show. Truly amazing when you can be witness to the growth and evolution of someone. I don't know if it would mean much coming from me, but I'm proud of you, man. Now back to our regular scheduled broadcast. Thank you so much, Brandon. Yeah, definitely. It was such a. I'm still in shock over that. I was actually got to get an interview with Zack Snyder. I mean, I've talked to him before and things like that, but having him on my show is a completely different story. He alluded to getting Ben Affleck on, and I'll see what I can do, but no promises. Like I said, if he is like the biggest and only guest on my show, I'm already happy for that. I'm already ecstatic over that. But yes, back to our regular scheduled show. But it does mean a lot that you said that. So thank you so much, Brandon Hall, for your kind words. Geek Haven Jan. Hey, Chris, something else that has been bugging me since I first saw Justice League. The final shot in Superman resuming his Clark Kent persona with no explanation whatsoever as to how that is possible. Do you think we will get a better understanding of that in the Snyder Cut, or do you think it won't even be addressed at all? The main kicker for me is that he had an open casket funeral. I don't think people are just going to forget that. Thanks as always. So I think in Snyderverse, we're not going to have, he's like, Clark Kent is just dead. That was like a time. He's not going to go back to being a journalist. I think he's just going to be Superman. And maybe there's something else, because the end of the run, he doesn't, if he's still going through that original idea, which I don't know if he is, but if he does, he becomes a bad guy, right? And then he becomes a good guy again, and there's no real chance for him to become the Superman you kind of know unless someone else takes it on and takes that in. But I don't think he's going to be too concerned with the Clark Kent persona. I think I could be wrong, and I'm definitely I'm open to being wrong because that would be cool to have something else after that, to have him come back as Clark. I mean, I still think Perry White definitely knows he's Superman. I feel he's smart enough to realize that, but we'll see what happens. But in my mind, I think Zack's not concerned with that, and he could be gone. Like, he's not Superman. I mean, he's not Clark Kent. He's just going to be Superman. Or at least not the mild mannered reporter in any case. Francis Louis Rayla, thank you, Chris, for all your hard work since day one. Well, thank you so much for your kind words. My pleasure. That's one of the automatic answers there. And that is it. I think I already already answered the other one. So thank you so much for all the members' questions and comments. Like I said, if you want me to say your comment or answer your question on air, join as a member. And also, we're going to still get to that raffle of that Man of Steel collector's edition box that I have up there. I forgot to bring it down, but it's going to be pretty awesome. I can't wait to give that out to once we get to the 100 members. So join today. All right. If you absolutely love this daily dose of DC content in movies, shows, and video games, please click the like button, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, keep this hot dog light on, grab a t-shirt for down in Teespring down below, or a sticker or a mug, and I'll see you next time. Bye.